Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something that is both uncomfortable and powerful: insults. We've all been there, haven't we? Someone says something to cut us down. Sometimes it's subtle, other times it's blatant. It could be a friend doubting your dreams, a colleague questioning your abilities, or even family telling you that you're not enough. But here's the thing: insults carry hidden value. If you handle them the right way, they can become the very thing that drives you toward success. When someone insults you, it reveals more about them than it does about you. It's easy to internalize hurtful words, believing they reflect some truth about who you are. But often, insults are a reflection of the other person's insecurities, frustrations, or limited perspective. People project their fears, doubts, and shortcomings onto others, especially when they see someone striving for something they themselves gave up on. They may have settled for mediocrity, so when they encounter someone chasing a dream or trying to break barriers, it threatens their sense of comfort. It's not you they are truly attacking, it's the idea that someone could succeed where they didn't. This understanding can be liberating. You begin to realize that insults are not an accurate measure of your potential. They are not proof of your limits, but evidence of the insulter's worldview. People who discourage you may not even be aware that they are speaking from a place of limitation. Maybe they believe they are being practical or giving advice based on their own experiences, but in reality, they are just reflecting the ceiling they have placed on themselves. They assume that if they couldn't do something, neither can you. The insult can feel personal, but it is often rooted in the insulter's belief system, not in your capabilities. For instance, someone might say, "You'll never make it in that field, it's too competitive." What they're really saying is, "I don't believe I could make it, so how could you?" Their negativity is not a prophecy about your future, it's a mirror reflecting their own fears and failures. Once you see this clearly, you realize that taking their words to heart only chains you to their limitations. It's also important to remember that insults often come from people who fear change. When they see you growing or aiming for something higher, it disrupts the narrative they've created about life being unchangeable. Instead of supporting your growth, they try to pull you back to their level, where things remain predictable and comfortable. This dynamic is common, especially among people who are close to us. Friends, family, or colleagues might not intend to harm us, but their comments can still carry an emotional weight. They might fear that if you succeed, it will highlight their lack of progress, making them feel left behind. When you encounter these insults, it's essential not to get trapped in the need for validation. You don't need their approval to move forward. Their insults are not a sign for you to stop. They are signals of where they stopped in their own journey. It's not your job to convince them otherwise or change their mind about you. Your only task is to keep walking your path, knowing that their words say more about where they are stuck than about where you are going. Recognizing this truth allows you to maintain focus and not let other people's opinions dictate your self-worth or your progress. You are free to define yourself by your actions and the goals you set, not by the limits others project onto you. When someone insults you, it's essential to recognize that their words often reveal more about their own insecurities than about you. People project their feelings, fears, and frustrations onto others, and their criticisms can stem from jealousy, envy, or a lack of understanding. Instead of taking their words to heart, you can use these moments as opportunities for self-reflection and growth. By recognizing that the insult is more about them than about you, you can detach from their negativity and protect your self-esteem. This understanding empowers you to build resilience and confidence in the face of adversity. The power of perspective plays a crucial role in how you handle insults. If you view them through the lens of personal growth, they can become catalysts for improvement. Consider the areas of your life that might be vulnerable or where you have been seeking validation. When someone insults you, it can highlight those insecurities, allowing you to address them. Instead of wallowing in self-doubt, you can take the opportunity to reflect on the criticism. Ask yourself whether there is any truth to it, or if it simply reflects the other person's issues. This introspective approach enables you to grow stronger and more self-aware. Moreover, the act of responding to insults with grace rather than anger showcases your character. By choosing not to retaliate or engage in a verbal battle, you demonstrate maturity and self-control. In a world that often encourages conflict and division, taking the high road can set you apart. This does not mean you accept the insult as valid, rather, you choose to rise above it and maintain your dignity. People will notice your ability to handle negativity with composure, and this often earns you respect and admiration. Your response can inspire others to adopt a similar approach when faced with criticism or insults. Additionally, when you understand that insults often stem from the other person's limitations, you can cultivate empathy rather than resentment. Recognizing that they may be struggling with their own insecurities allows you to respond with compassion. Instead of reacting defensively, consider the possibility that their behavior is a reflection of their own struggles. This mindset shift not only helps you diffuse the situation, but also fosters a sense of connection, allowing you to rise above the negativity and focus on personal growth. Taking the time to analyze the intent behind the insult can lead to deeper insights. Often, insults are born from misunderstandings or a lack of awareness. If the person insulting you is someone you know, there may be an opportunity for open communication. You could address the comment directly and express how it made you feel. This could lead to a productive conversation, fostering understanding and possibly strengthening your relationship. Even if the other person is not receptive, you have taken a step toward clarity and growth. In a broader sense, insults can act as a litmus test for your emotional resilience. Each time you encounter criticism, you have the chance to evaluate how much you value the opinions of others. Are you willing to let someone else's words dictate your self-worth? By choosing to prioritize your internal validation over external opinions, you build a solid foundation for self-esteem. Over time, this practice of valuing your own perspective fosters a sense of inner peace and confidence, making it easier to navigate life's challenges. Ultimately, when someone insults you, remember that their words do not define you. Use those moments as opportunities to reflect, learn, and grow. Embrace the power of perspective, recognize the projections of others, and respond with grace and understanding. By doing so, you can turn what could be a painful experience into a powerful lesson in resilience, self-awareness, and emotional strength. Forgiving someone who insults you can be difficult, but it is essential for your peace of mind. Forgiveness is not about excusing what they did or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden their words placed on you. When you carry resentment, it stays with you, taking up mental space and weighing you down. It's like walking around with a heavy bag that doesn't serve any purpose. Forgiveness allows you to set that weight down and move forward, lighter and more focused. However, forgiving does not mean you have to forget what happened. The insult carries a lesson, and it's important to remember it, not with bitterness, but with clarity. When someone insults you, it's often a wake-up call, an opportunity to reflect on your journey and behavior. Maybe the insult touches on a fear you already had, something you've been insecure about, or it challenges you to look at an area of your life where you know you need to improve. In this way, insults can reveal blind spots and motivate you to become better. But that only happens if you don't let anger consume you. If you stay angry, you miss the chance to turn the experience into something constructive. Forgiveness creates the emotional space needed to extract the lesson from the insult. Letting go doesn't mean the insult didn't matter or that you should pretend it didn't hurt. It means recognizing that holding on to the pain benefits no one, especially not you. Forgiveness is a way of reclaiming your emotional energy. As long as you hold on to resentment, the person who insulted you continues to have power over you. They occupy your thoughts, influence your emotions, and keep you from focusing fully on your goals. When you forgive, you take back control of your inner world. You acknowledge that what they said reflects more about them than about you, and you decide not to let it define your actions or mindset. At the same time, not forgetting the insult serves as a reminder. It's not about holding a grudge, it's about remembering what the experience taught you. Maybe it showed you that not everyone will understand your path, or it made you aware of how important it is to stay focused despite negativity. Remembering the insult also ensures you don't allow similar situations to affect you in the future. Each experience, no matter how painful, can add to your wisdom if you let it. You begin to recognize patterns in people's behavior and learn to spot criticism that comes from fear, jealousy, or frustration. This balance of forgiving but not forgetting is key to personal growth. It allows you to move forward without emotional baggage, while also keeping you sharp and aware. It gives you the peace to pursue your goals without distraction and the clarity to learn from every experience, even the unpleasant ones. In the end, forgiving but not forgetting ensures that insults become stepping stones, not obstacles, on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. When someone insults you, the natural response is to defend yourself, explain your intentions, or argue back. But engaging in arguments only drains your energy and shifts your focus away from your goals. Words alone rarely change people's minds, especially those who are set on bringing you down. Instead of wasting time trying to prove yourself through explanations, let your actions speak. The most powerful response to criticism or insults is showing results that make their words irrelevant. When you achieve what they said you couldn't, their insults lose all meaning. Success becomes the loudest statement you can make. Arguing with someone who doubts or insults you often leads nowhere. It locks you into a back and forth exchange that achieves little and leaves you feeling frustrated. Even if you win, the argument, the energy spent trying to convince someone of your worth could have been used to move closer to your goals. Every minute spent justifying yourself is a minute lost that could have been invested in building the life you want. People are often more convinced by what they see than by what they hear. And your actions have the power to change perceptions far more effectively than words ever could. Responding through action also ensures that you remain focused on what truly matters: your growth and progress. When you shift your energy from reacting to insults to achieving your goals, you take control of the situation. Instead of being distracted by negativity, you channel that energy into doing what you set out to do. This approach not only silences your critics, but also strengthens your own sense of purpose. You begin to realize that the noise around you is just that noise. It cannot affect your path unless you allow it to. One of the greatest benefits of responding with action is that it helps you stay emotionally grounded. Reacting emotionally to insults can cloud your judgment and pull you into unnecessary conflicts. But when you choose to let your results do the talking, you remain calm and composed. You don't get caught up in proving anything to anyone because you know that your success will speak for itself. This mindset builds emotional resilience, teaching you to rise above negativity rather than getting dragged down by it. There is also a sense of satisfaction that comes from knowing you succeeded despite the doubts and criticisms of others. When people see your progress, even those who doubted you may come to respect your perseverance. But by then, their opinions will no longer matter because you will have already proven everything you needed to prove to yourself. At that point, their words become irrelevant. And the only thing that remains is the progress you've made and the goals you've achieved. In the end, the most powerful way to respond to insults is to live in a way that makes them meaningless. Let your success be so undeniable that the people who once doubted you have no choice but to acknowledge your achievements. And when they do, you won't even need their approval, because you'll have already built the life you dreamed of through your own efforts. Every insult or harsh criticism you endure adds to your emotional strength. Just as muscles grow stronger by facing resistance, your mind and character develop by navigating challenges, including the negativity thrown at you. Insults are not pleasant, but they offer a powerful opportunity to grow emotionally. They force you to confront your insecurities and build resilience. Instead of breaking you, these experiences toughen your spirit, teaching you to stay calm under pressure and rise above situations that once might have overwhelmed you. Over time, you develop the ability to handle criticism without letting it shake your confidence. And this emotional toughness becomes one of your greatest assets. The world is not always kind, and not everyone will believe in you or encourage your efforts. Insults can come from strangers, acquaintances, or even people you care about. At first, their words might hurt, but the way you respond determines whether the experience weakens you or strengthens you. By learning to see insults as tests of your emotional endurance, you shift your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of asking, "Why are they saying this to me?" you begin to ask, "How can I grow from this?" Each time you choose not to react impulsively, you strengthen your ability to control your emotions. When you face negativity and choose to respond with composure, you cultivate a powerful inner peace that others can't disrupt. Emotional strength doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, it means acknowledging them without letting them control your actions. You might feel anger, frustration, or sadness when insulted, but you don't have to act on those emotions. Instead, you learn to sit with them, understand them, and let them pass. This level of emotional maturity is what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who thrive despite it. Another important benefit of building emotional strength is that it helps you become more focused. When you are emotionally weak, it's easy to get distracted by every negative comment or slight. But as you develop inner resilience, you become less concerned with other people's opinions. Their insults lose their power over you because you've trained your mind to focus on what matters: your goals, values, and growth. You learn to stay on course, even when others try to throw you off with their negativity. The stronger you become emotionally, the clearer your path becomes, and the less influence external criticism has over you. This strength also makes you more adaptable. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and not everything will go your way. Insults and setbacks are just part of the journey, and the more you experience them, the better you get at handling whatever comes your way. You stop fearing criticism or rejection because you've faced them before and come out stronger. This adaptability allows you to keep moving forward, even when circumstances aren't ideal. You become the kind of person who can weather storms and keep going, knowing that no amount of negativity can derail your progress. In the end, emotional strength is about reclaiming control over your inner world. It means refusing to let insults dictate your mood or derail your efforts. Each time you face negativity and rise above it, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. You realize that your strength doesn't lie in avoiding challenges, but in confronting them and growing from them. The insults that once felt like obstacles become stepping stones, helping you build the emotional resilience needed to achieve your goals and live life on your terms. Not everyone's opinion deserves your attention, and not every insult requires a response. The truth is, most insults come from people who don't understand your journey, your goals, or the battles you are fighting. Giving energy to these words only derails you from your path. When you stop caring about every insult or negative remark, you take back control of your mind. You can't change what people say about you, but you can choose how much weight you give their words. The moment you learn to ignore unnecessary criticism, you start protecting your energy and maintaining your focus on what truly matters: your progress, growth, and dreams. People will always have opinions, often formed without any real knowledge of your life or goals. They'll criticize your efforts, question your dreams, or make assumptions about you based on their limited understanding. If you take every insult to heart, you'll constantly find yourself defending or explaining your choices. But trying to win everyone's approval is a losing game. Even if you manage to convince one person, someone else will come along with more negativity. The cycle is endless. The only way to break free is to realize that you don't need everyone's approval. Not everyone's words deserve to live rent-free in your mind. Learning to ignore insults doesn't mean you become numb or indifferent to what people say. It means you become selective about what you allow to affect you. Some feedback may be constructive and worth considering, but insults rooted in envy, ignorance, or malice have no value. When you develop the ability to recognize the difference, you stop reacting emotionally to every negative remark. You gain the clarity to know which opinions matter and which ones don't. This emotional discipline helps you stay calm and focused, even in the face of harsh criticism. The more you engage with every insult, the more control you give away to others. When someone insults you, they are often looking for a reaction. By responding, you give them exactly what they want: a piece of your time and energy. But when you refuse to engage, the insult loses its power. Your silence becomes a statement in itself. It shows that their words are not worth your time. This ability to walk away from negativity gives you a sense of freedom. You no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone, because you know your worth doesn't depend on their opinions. Choosing to ignore insults also strengthens your resilience. Over time, you become less sensitive to negativity, developing a thicker skin. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people or become disconnected from others. It simply means you stop being affected by those who don't understand or support your journey. You learn to focus on those whose opinions matter: mentors, loved ones, or people who genuinely care about your success. By ignoring unnecessary criticism, you protect your peace of mind and stay aligned with your goals. You stop wasting energy on arguments that don't matter and instead channel that energy toward things that move you forward. Insults become background noise, always present, but never important enough to distract you. When you master the art of ignoring negativity, you build mental strength and clarity, keeping your attention on the things that truly matter. This is where real power lies, not in controlling others' opinions, but in controlling your reaction to them.